Hello, my name is Simon. I just recorded as I've done the last four videos. Three. This is the third. No, I'm not keeping track. I actually have forgotten if this is the third or fourth I'm recording right now. Yeah, I have no clue actually. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That this is going perfectly. I'm just like I ended my video saying that I don't know that I didn't know what I would talk about in this, and I don't really know. And for a second, like the silence were just me being totally actually out of something to say, which I do for a few seconds at max usually until I come into the things again to endlessly rant. That's something I think I'm basically capable of ranting endlessly. I would like to try out how long I could actually rant for. Like how long could I actually rant for? Could I be talking like this for hours? Could I actually be sitting like this and talk for like 3 hours straight and still keeping the level of rambling I do now? It's, I don't know. It would be interesting to actually test and see how long I could just ramble about anything and nothing and everything. And because that's what I usually do, and usually when I end these I still I don't necessarily have to anything in mind to talk about. Sometimes I have that. I'm very bad at actually talking about the things I have in mind. It doesn't really work for me to do that. I should like it's something I should maybe practice on doing more of, like actually having a subject to talk about and only talk about that. But I'm not sure if I'm capable to that. If I would edit these and stuff like that, I probably could make it like the focus be on the thing because I can cut out anything else out of it. And if I actually like went hard on the paint on just talking about the subject I decided to talk about. Yeah, but I don't know how long would it take for me like a normal day to just don't have anything to talk about. I don't or that's like every day all the time. I don't have too much to talk about really in some extent because right now I'm just talking about me not knowing what to talk about or me talking about talking, but it's really kind of cover up of me not knowing what to talk about, which I'm doing right now. Very meta, very meta. That's something I like. I like things that are meta a lot. I don't know why. I don't know why I like the aspect of something being meta. I don't probably like all aspects of things being meta, but like Inception and stuff similar. It's just things being meta is something that I appreciate it way more than I should usually. Like it's some I'm probably like biased towards things being meta and like may accept things that aren't that clever. I will accept them as clever just because they're meta. And it doesn't need to be like that. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that I draw to. Like I like things that are meta in I know there's a few when it's like a meta of a game. I don't know I should actually look out. I know I don't have full understanding of that word completely, because I know that Inception's meta, and I know, like, I think I could learn more about it, to more like the definition of meta, because I don't know the definition of meta, to be exact. Like, I kind of know what it is, or but it's probably a lot of situations it applies that I don't really think about when they're meta. But the things I tend to think about and what I recognize as being meta is when, yeah, a box inside a box, and, that kind of thing. Or when you break the fourth wall in some ways, that's usually meta. Maybe it's always meta. I think it's always meta. Like, yeah. I should Google that after this, if I can remember. Maybe otherwise I will remember when I'm watching this back. Or, of course, I will. Maybe I will have the time to do it when I watch this back. But you never know. I might be doing something else at the same time, or whatever. But yeah. Yeah. Just life. It's something. I've had a really strange week. A good week, but also a really strange one. Something I like. Yeah, I had a total breakdown this Sunday. Last Sunday, I were going to talk about that, but I don't think I ever did really talk about it. But I had this huge breakdown last Sunday, about now. So almost just a few hours forward, and then a week back, and that's like when it started. I just had really bad anxiety and felt really down, and like cried for, I don't know, many hours in total, and was like totally like, also just a lot of things going on, like dealing with a lot of shit in my mind, and that felt really, really nice. I really needed that to actually get that out of my system, because I've I've cried a lot in my life, and that's how I deal with a lot of things. But also, like, I've gotten to this point that I can't really always cry about over things that, like, about things, simply. And I just can't, even though I feel anxiety and shit. I don't know why it is like that, but yeah, when I was younger, I cried. I cried myself to sleep for a few years, like every day for at least a year or two, maybe more. And then I cried a lot. Like, I cried a lot from 10 to 16, or maybe. Like, it's periods with that too, but yeah, after my father died, I cried till I couldn't stop, and or till I couldn't cry anymore. And then time went, and then I cried some more. That's a very strange, like, when you get to that point when you want to cry but can't cry, and when you feel like really, really terrible, but you can't really express that, or your body won't express that. When yeah, times when I want to cry but I can't cry because I cried too much, or yeah, or just can't cry because I'm not able to. It's something that I suppress. Like, that's something I think I do a lot nowadays, is suppress a lot of things, not dealing with them too well anymore. And that's why I think I've gotten this the way I have my anxiety nowadays is it's I think it's suppressed stuff, or like most of the time, and I don't think it really was that way back. I think my anxiety has changed over the years, at least. I can't really figure it out what it is exactly. And I don't know if I think I've gotten pretty bad at dealing with some stuff to some extent too. It's things I should, like, before I thought it was like I was over with to some extent, like thinking about and worrying about and like my existence and stuff like that is something I was finding this point that I was like I didn't bother to much about. I'm still at that point to some extent, but about my existence was something I thought about a lot when I was younger and depressed, and had a really hard time like accepting existence to some extent. And it's something I probably haven't, like, in the future I will probably deal with it even better and maybe perceive my existence differently than what I do today. But yeah, when I was younger, I thought about a lot of existence and, yeah, daydreamed a lot. And that's. I don't know if my fantasy has gotten worse over the years. It probably has, but I was always fantasizing about basically usually a better life back then, which I don't think is not probably the most creative way you could, or the smartest, productive, or smartest thing you can do overall. I'm glad I'm not doing that too much anymore. Just, yeah, I would spend like entire nights just fantasizing about shit like, I don't know, saying something to, whoa, a girl I liked or something, and just daydreamed, or really like thought about, stuff that never happened and never would happen most likely, but just fantasizing way too long about something, and just also like wishes if I got three wishes, or things like that. I've spent a lot of my time thinking about stuff like that doesn't really matter and weren't productive at all, and was just, you know yeah, things I think it was probably just my reaction to one of my many ways of escaping reality, which I definitely still do. I can't, like, I still can't deal with my existence now that I think about it, really, because I don't know. I just want to keep my, I don't know. I think it's very, I need to be distracted so much these days. Like, I I often, like, it's something I need to listen to music or podcast, and that's something, a phase I've been in for a while. But when, like, I can't really deal with not having something to distract me from my thoughts, or like, I need a distraction constantly, usually. And that's, I don't know, it's not a good state to be in, really, but that's how I deal with stuff now. And I've gotten better, but I've also gotten worse lately because, yeah, it depends. It depends on my mood so much because, I don't know. I really want to I try to drown the anxiety, or not drown, but drown out the anxiety by distractions, basically. And I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily the best way to deal with it. The way I've done for years. I can't remember how long I've been in this bad state of. It's gotten. That's definitely the 2 last years. I didn't have that trouble really when I was younger. I don't know when it came up. Or kinda. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't really thought about it back then. Then yes, but yeah. I use a lot of distractions and escapes of reality. I've always done with video games is a really good thing for me to forget about just forget about life for a few moments or hours or maybe a day. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. I think this will be my last recording. Actually, I've done a few ones. I probably recorded for about an hour in total, 45 minutes or an hour, because I still can't remember if this is my third or fourth. I think this is my third. Yes. The problem is that I can't remember is because the first one I did. Never mind. Goodbye. I will make this one too long if I don't quit here. So, bye.